What you've just watched there is a snippet from a brilliant cartoon from a Chinese Battlefield fan. Now, they go by the name As the Wind Drifts, and as far as I know, they don't use YouTube, they don't use Twitter, but they upload these style of videos, these Battlefield 5 cartoons, on a website called Bilibili. And that's a video sharing website in China, which is themed around animations, comics, and video games. And I saw someone post a clip of this on Twitter. I think it was the community manager, Part Welsh, and it's just brilliant. So on their page, which I've linked down in the description below, there are 3 animations that they've made. One's about a tiger tank, one is about this medic that I showed you at the start, and the other one, which I think is the best, is about Firestorm. You can tell that whoever this person is, they play a lot of the game, and they've just got a great eye for comedy and memes, and they're brilliant. And I just think that this deserves a bit more exposure because it's obvious that they've put so much effort into these cartoons. So if you want to check them out for yourself, I've linked them down in the description below. And I wanted to start the video with this because whilst I've got your attention, this is where most people will watch, and I just think they're great, but they're linked down below. Anyways, we'll get into the usual content now. If you're anything like me, all you're waiting for now is the Pacific content to drop in Battlefield 5. I can't tell you how excited I am to see what DICE have put together. Right now though, I still have Operation Underground to keep me entertained, and I've been really enjoying playing it. Now, if you've been logging into Battlefield regularly, you will know that we're now into the 3rd week of Battlefest, and that means a brand new weapon. Well, mostly brand new. This week, if you jump into the game, you can unlock the Trench Carbine. Of course, I said it was a new weapon, and it is for Battlefield 5, but of course it's not completely new to us all. The Trench Carbine also featured in Battlefield 1. This time it's a bit different though. The gun operates in a similar way, although there is one specialization that changes the way the gun operates slightly that wasn't in Battlefield 1. More on that shortly. First of all though, as we do, a quick history lesson. The Trench Carbine is also known as a pistol carbine. It's actually one of 2 now present in Battlefield 5. The P08 carbine is the other. It's known as a pistol carbine though because it's of course based off a pistol, in this case the C96. Mauser actually manufactured approximately 1 million C96 pistols, with more weapons produced in Spain and China, where the guns were made, without a license. Cheeky. The Trench Carbine, on the other hand, was first seen during the First World War and was offered to the German army for trench raiding and assault parties, but it was rejected on that it cost a bit too much. As such, only a few in comparison were made. It was chambered with 9x19 parabellum rounds. Much like it was in Battlefield 1, the gun has 41 rounds in the mag, and so it's really good for taking out multiple enemies. It's only got a rate of fire of 360 though, and that really depends on how good you are at clicking or pulling the trigger fast. But there is an alternative for you if that's not your thing. So I played a lot with it on Operation Underground today, and it works on that map because although it's quite a close ranged map, you still have longer range engagements there. So put a 3x sight on it and away you go. The one thing you have to consider though is how you spec it. One of the big decisions to be made with this gun is if you want to improve hipfire or not. The hipfire on the carbine is okay and you can get away with using it at reasonable ranges, but when you spec into hipfire accuracy, it does get a ton better. So let's talk specs then. I've opted for left first and then all the way down the right, but like I mentioned earlier, this is where you've got a few decisions to make. First of all, I went for quick aim and then slings and swivels, and that lets you switch weapons faster. I think it's good here. And then the important specialization, selective fire trigger. This turns the gun from semi-auto into fully automatic, or at least it gives you the option of running the gun in fully automatic. Now the gun's rate of fire doesn't change if you go with this, it's still at 360, so it doesn't turn the gun into an insane fast firing SMG or anything like that. It simply means that you don't have to click your finger into oblivion any longer and you can just hold mouse 1 or right trigger to get some lead down range. The last specialization is improved accuracy in aim fire while moving, but most of the left hand side of the spectrum improves the hipfire stats of the gun. If you feel as though you can and are perfectly comfortable clicking the fire button as fast as the gun will allow and wearing your finger down to the bone, then you may want to not bother with the select fire and instead go for the improved hip fire, which really improves the close quarters shooting. I spent a lot of time with this gun though shooting at medium range, but when you move in closer, you do notice the lack of accuracy when hip firing at times. So how do you unlock the gun? Well, it's quite simple, if not a bit time consuming to be honest. First of all, you need to get 7,500 objective score. Simple enough, get capturing those objectives and make sure that you're getting kills when defending and attacking on the objectives, as that really helps to boost your score. You can also build fortifications on objectives too. Then the next few options are dead easy. Get a kill within 15 meters, get 5 kills when attacking and defending, really easy on underground, and revive 12 teammates. Also really easy on metro. To be honest, you can do most of it there. The very last node is to heal teammates or damage enemies for 7,500 points. This is quite time consuming depending on how many kills that you're usually getting, but just remember that you don't always need to be getting kills. Any damage you get counts, and providing you're constantly throwing out medic pouches, you'll get this quite easily. If you want to bypass the entire middle though, you can also just win 3 games, but that's absolutely going to take way longer to achieve. So this gun, the Trench Carbine, is it any good? Well, if you like the P08, you're probably going to like this gun. It's another aggressive option for the recon class because that's where this gun sits. In that respect, it's always good to have more options, I guess. The main thing that this gun has going for it though, and it's perhaps the one reason that you might use it over the P08, is that 41 round magazine. The P08 is no slouch with 33, but having an extra 10 bullets is really useful in certain situations. Of course, up close and personal, you're going to need to be hitting headshots to survive against SMGs and assault rifles. I suppose if you're sitting back and picking enemies off at longer ranges, the mag size may not come into effect as much, but it does mean that you can track multiple enemies without running out of steam. It's perhaps not a gun that I will use all that often, but it's a fun gun to try out as there's definitely some skill required and satisfaction to it. Next week there's also a new weapon, but the way to unlock that is quite different. Next week's unlock is done via a community challenge aptly called Fight as One, and the community as a whole needs to get 100 million kills or assists in any game mode. I don't think this is going to be a difficult one to unlock, even though it does seem like a really high number. But I'm sure that the community as a whole will get this done really quick, especially with Operation Underground 24/7, or at least I hope so, because the result is the Fliegerfaust, which is an interesting man-portable anti-aircraft launcher. Also, the screen will show your contribution to the overall number, so if you don't pull your weight, everyone's going to know. Well, not everyone, just pull your weight, alright? Also, check these out, the Burnt Collection. It's not all that often that I see a new cosmetic and I kind of like it, but I think these suit the game, and why haven't they come out sooner, I don't know. But I actually spent money on these, one of the only things that I've put real money down on in Battlefield 5. There is a Burnt Plank melee weapon too, as well as Burnt Axis soldier skin set and a Burnt Ally skin set. The whole coat and helmet has a kind of burnt ember effect to it, and while they look brilliant, I can't help but feel there was a big missed opportunity for these to release when Firestorm came out, but here we are, at least they're here now. And like I said, they are going to cost you real money if you want them. So I know that's not ideal for those of you who want to earn the win in-game currency and spend those company coins, but unfortunately, you got to put down some cold hard cash for these. And I'm not advising you to do that. It's just, I think these are kind of cool, that's all. In other news, as I said, there is now a 24/7 Operation Underground playlist available right now until after the weekend. And this is a 64-player playlist, so it will be filled with Conquest and Breakthrough. There's also an infantry-focused Conquest playlist too. It's got some good maps in there, I quite like it. Look out for it. Now, I'm looking forward to trying out the new gadget next week, should the community unlock it. I have faith in everyone, but at least we have had some regular content the past month for the game because it felt like we weren't getting a whole lot of it recently at all. With that said, that's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Have you unlocked the new weapon? What are your feels on it? If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.